Hey guys, so here's your programming for Tuesday the 21st. Warm-up's pretty standard, so you're going to do mountain climbers, foot up on the hand. For me, I would usually kind of stretch a little bit on that first 30, and then the next round I would speed them up a little bit and get the heart rate up a little bit more. Bat wings. You're going to start in this hollow position. Legs are off the ground, arms are off the ground, slowly bring your arms around, squeeze the muscles in your back, turn your hands over, touch the thumbs together. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is not just flail really fast or bend my arms or anything like that. So 15 is a lot, so you might have to break that up. Maybe you do 5 and then relax, 5 more, relax, whatever. Hands on wall squats. Those are the ones where we put our hands together, feet are as close to the wall as you can, knees are up. Okay, so I get 6 to 8 inches away from the wall with my toes. Some people can get right, like if you're perfect with a squat, you can get right to the wall with the toes. Obviously back off a little bit if it's hard for you. You should feel a big stretch in your back. So if you find that you get stuck, you can't get very far down, move back a little bit and challenge yourself. Maybe second round, try to get a little closer to the wall. So for the strength, we're going to try some squat snatches with different variations for equipment. So if you have a bar, this is probably what we'd be doing in a regular class. You'd be building up every minute. So these are squat snatches. So they should start from the ground. Land in a full squat, and then we're going to go down, back down to the ground, touch and go, touch, and stand it up, right? So it's 2 touch and go. We're trying to start light, get the hang of the movement, do lots of warm-up reps before you even start, and then we would build up to basically a max for this 2 in the last set. But the hard thing about it's every minute, it doesn't switch to every minute and a half or anything like we sometimes do. So the hard part is also keeping up with the clock, especially changing the plates, or say you miss a lift and then you try to catch up or whatever. So if you have, some people don't have a lot of like changing weights too, like say you have a pair of 10s and that's it, or you got a pair of 25s and that's it, or whatever, you might not be able to add consistently like you normally would in class. So if you find a weight that's kind of like challenging, but getting something out of it, getting the heart rate up, practicing the lift, that's also okay to stay if you can't build. So if I have a bar, just do a few of these progressions, or even just do this with a PVC before, even if you don't have a bar or broomstick or whatever, just to make sure that we're kind of keeping positions right. So we're going to get into power position like we would usually in class. So our chest is up, a little bit of knee bend, and we're just going to extend and shrug. Right, so it's from power to tall and shrug, and then do that really fast. Knuckles stay down, and then I'm going to high pull after that. So it's here and shrug, and then I pull the bar high, knuckles staying down, elbows high and outside. So it's okay, and then I'm going to land in a little quarter squat. So I'm going to go from here, power position, extend and shrug, fast high pull. Then I'm going to land in a little quarter squat, and then I'm going to try to squat down from there. So it's going to go. Okay, and then as I get a bit more comfortable with these being squat snatches, I'm going to drop underneath. Let's chest up, and drop underneath. Okay. Other thing with these, it's also touch and go, so we got to work on keeping that back straight and the proper deadlift positions of it, proper from the first one, but then also bringing it down. We got to kind of repeat those squats. So let's start from the shins. So butt and shoulders rise up together and knees stay back and out of the way. So I kind of want to, instead of going this way, I want to kind of sweep them back this way. So I feel a lot of hamstring stretch here. Then my chest comes up to that power position. And then I'm going to jump and shrug and land in that squat. On the way down, I'm going to reset my feet first before I bring the bar down. Head out of the way. Turn those elbows back over. Back to power position. On the way down, I don't want to go this way and have the bar go out. I I'm trying to get the bar go straight down. So that means my knees are going to go back the other way. Back to that same setup. So touch. Okay, so in real time, it's reset, close, touch. Okay? It's a complicated one, so sometimes people don't have a good overhead squat. Maybe you're going to reduce the depth of the squat a little bit for some people. But if you have a bar, I would probably use a bar today. Even if you don't have a lot of weight, just work on your overhead squat a little bit. If you don't have a bar, like I know a lot of you don't, you can use a kettlebell or a dumbbell. So it's going to be, you're just going to add reps. So you're going to do, especially if the weight's somewhat light and you most likely only have one dumbbell, you're only going to do the same weight the whole time. So what we're trying to do is maybe this takes about 30 seconds and then you have about 30 seconds of rest. So I'm going to do 4 dumbbell squat snatches on the right. Okay, and I should get that pointed right to the ceiling, back down to the ground. Okay, and that should be pretty straight line up, right? So it's deadlift with it straight back, close and shrug. Okay, so what I don't want to do is this where I swing it around like that. Okay. Same thing if I've got a kettlebell, a little harder I find, but it's going to be a deadlift, shrug, spin under, and punch out hard. So it's pressure was on that. Yeah, so I'm going to do 4 on the right, put it down, 4 on the left, or if you can switch in the air and do touch and go transition, that's great too. But yeah, so you probably won't be able to add much weight. Again, some of you guys don't have a good one-arm overhead squat. That's a really tough movement, so I would just reduce the depth. So if I have dumbbell or kettlebell, and I can only kind of get to here without the dumbbell going like that, right? I just want to try to get to here. Maybe I don't squat all the way, so I'm trying to do a little bit low. Maybe I'm not getting all the way down, okay? But if you have that in you, flexibility-wise, go to the bottom, drop to the bottom of the squat, okay? So you're just turning it into more of a power snatch or half squat landing if you don't have that skill. Okay, so then you're going to use some of that for the WOD. So the first part of the WOD is basically like an Isabel workout. Isabel, a normal CrossFit workout is 30 power snatches for time. That's a pretty fast one. Some people it's like 2 minutes, under 2 minutes for some, really fast. Some people it's a little bit more. Today we're going to set it at 3 minutes. You get as many as you can. So what you're trying to do is do basically what you just did, same lift that you just did with a dumbbell, kettlebell, or a barbell, at the same weight the whole time, as many reps as you can do. So you should find a weight that you can do some touch and go reps. So from the ground to quarter squat, back down to the ground, right? And the idea is, kind of doesn't really matter what the weight is too much because you're trying to hang on for 3 minutes straight. Obviously, you're going to have to drop along the way, but the point is, if it's a medium weight for you, you're able to do big chunks, maybe 5 to 10 reps at a time, and really get the heart rate up, and really you don't get a break from doing that same lift over and over and over. So 3 minutes of the same movement is really hard. You might start with sets of 5 to 10, and by the end you're doing singles. Just hang on as long as you can, okay? Hard to do singles when you can't always drop the bar at home, but do what you can, okay? Same with if I'm doing dumbbell or kettlebell, that same, I'm just gonna switch arms, alternate, 3 minutes straight. So that one with it being alternating, I should be able to do quite a few, because that one arm gets a break every rep. Either way, hang on. It's kind of like a pain threshold workout, okay? Then you're gonna just break as much time as you need to, so lay on the ground for a little while, get recovered. We're gonna do some skipping after. So double unders, flight simulator, we did this a couple weeks ago probably. So 10 minutes of working on your unbroken skipping. So this is always my favorite drill for skipping, to get people to kind of get that next level of skipping. So if you have, you know, say you got some doubles down, but you kind of, you know, somewhere around 20 reps, 10 reps, you always kind of mess up. Like everything's going good and all of a sudden it just kind of lose focus, mess up. This was the thing that to get me past that. So you have to do unbroken. So meaning I can't do a set of 30 with doing 25 and then 5. I've got to get 30 in a row. Okay. So the way it's going to work, you're going to do 5 unbroken double unders. If you get 4, it doesn't count. You got to keep trying until you get 5. If you get 5, great. You get to keep that 5 from the whole time. Then I try for 10 unbroken double unders. If I get 10, I have to stop, and then rest enough to be able to do 15 unbroken, stop. Same thing. If I get 14 and mess up, it doesn't count. I got to get 15. So that's the kind of the pressure is that, especially those last few reps. When you think, I'm almost there, I'm going to get it, that's usually when people kind of mentally kind of screw up there, and you're also tired at the end of the set. So when the numbers get pretty big and it goes up to 50, shoulders are blowing up, turns into cardio. For some of you guys, you might just be trying to get 5 for 10 minutes. Like that's okay too, right? Other people, maybe that are a little bit newer to doubles, I would say use the rep scheme of 1 to 10 and then back down to 1. So if you've never got a double under before, try to get it first. If you've never done 2 in a row, try to get the 2 in the next one. Same idea for 3 and up to 10. This is more of a skill practice thing than a cardio. Like it can be cardio if you're good at skipping, but before you, you know, we're more interested in getting the double unders better in this than doing singles and doing unbroken, right? So you could do this with singles and do 5 and then break. And so if you're not great at singles and you have no chance of a double today, I would do 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, like the same rep scheme of doubles but singles. You will get cardio out of that, which is great. So kind of pick what you want to do out of it. But if you want to be fitter in the future, you're going to want doubles because they get you a lot fitter than singles. So I would take the 10 minutes to struggle through keep trying for doubles with yourself a few times and stuff, and get better at them for future, and then you'll be able to do something like this because you've practiced. Okay? Yeah, so at the end, you'll kind of get stuck somewhere for most people. Some people will finish it if they're really good skippers. You'll just kind of record where you finish so we can do this again and retest it. Okay? Good luck, guys.